Bruce Lee was breaking when John Saxon, his co-star, assumed he was weaker and then. Bruce Lee was broke when John Saxon, his co-star, underestimated him and paid the price. Sweat dripped down Bruce Lee's temple as he adjusted his black GI strap, his knuckles still throbbing after the last round of punches against the punching bag. The Enter the Dragon set was silent at this early hour, except for the buzzing of lights and the distant echo of voices in the production room. He had stayed behind, as he always did, refining each movement until it became an extension of his own body. But today, something was different. His muscles burned. Not the common tiredness of a hard workout, but a deep pain, as if invisible threads were breaking beneath your skin. He flexed his fingers, feeling a sting in his forearm. It can't be, he thought. Bruce Lee didn't get sick. Bruce Lee didn't weaken. But there, alone in the empty studio, he realized, his body was betraying him. John Saxon walked onto the set with the confidence of someone who had already been the center of attention in dozens of films. Tall, with an erect posture, he carried the air of a Hollywood star who had never needed to prove anything to anyone. When he saw Bruce standing at the side of the ring, his arms crossed and his gaze distant, Saxon couldn't resist. "Hey, Lee, still training? I thought we already filmed all your fight scenes today." The voice was light, almost condescending. Saxon approached, clapping Bruce on the shoulder as if they were old friends. "Or are you afraid that I'll steal the show in the next round?" Bruce didn't move. His eyes, dark and sharp as blades, fixed on Saxon with an intensity that made the other take half a step back. There was something there that wasn't just irritation, it was a warning. "Fear isn't a word I know," Bruce replied, his voice low, almost a whisper. "But respect is." Saxon laughed, throwing his head back. "Respect? I respect you, Lee. You're fast, I'll give you that. But at the end of the day, you're just a little guy trying to be tough. Hollywood loves an exotic, but in the real ring, size and strength still win." Bruce felt his blood boil. Not because of provocation, he was used to that, but because of arrogance. Saxon didn't understand. Nobody understood. The martial art was not about muscles, it was about chi, about precision, about the ability to turn weakness into a weapon. And in that moment, with his body throbbing and his mind crystal clear, Bruce decided it was time to teach him a lesson. They were in the training ring, surrounded by unplugged cameras and abandoned equipment. Saxon took off his shirt, showing off a muscular torso, and flexed his arms with a smirk. "Come on, master. Show me what you've got." Bruce didn't move. He took a deep breath, feeling the air fill his lungs, and then, snap, his body exploded. The first kick was so fast that Saxon didn't even see it. A precise Mei-Jeri, straight to the solar plexus, launching him against the ropes. Before he could recover, Bruce was on top of him, a sequence of short, brutal blows, elbows, knees, punches that seemed to come out of nowhere. Saxon tried to fight back, but his arms felt heavy, his movements clumsy. Every time he attacked, Bruce disappeared, reappearing behind him with a kick to the back or a punch to the kidney. What is this?" Saxon gasped, staggering. "You're cheating." Bruce stopped, his fists still raised, his chest rising and falling in a controlled rhythm. "Cheating? I'm fighting. You're the one who never learned." He took a step forward, and Saxon instinctively backed away. Strength is useful. But without technique, without mind, you're just a blind bull. And blind bulls always fall. Saxon tried one last attack, a broad punch that Bruce easily dodged, grabbing his wrist and twisting it until the actor fell to his knees. "Enough," Saxon shouted, his voice breaking. "I give up." Bruce released him and took a step back. Saxon lay there, panting, eyes wide with humiliation and something else, fear. Not from the man in front of him, but from the sudden realization that everything he thought he knew about fighting, about power, was an illusion. Days later, filming for Enter the Dragon was completed. Saxon never teased Bruce again, not even in jest. In fact, he started to avoid him, as if the memory of that night in the ring was a wound that wouldn't heal. Bruce, in turn, continued training. But the pain in the muscles did not go away. It got worse. In July 1973, 3 weeks after filming ended, Bruce Lee was found unconscious in his Hong Kong apartment. Doctors diagnosed cerebral edema. He was 32 years old. At the funeral, John Saxon was among those present. He didn't cry. He just stood there, looking at the closed coffin, remembering the last time he had seen Bruce Lee, alive, invincible, breaking it effortlessly. And for the first time, he understood the true meaning of the word respect.